Maybe because I've got a senator and congressman breathing down my neck, trying to get access to our files. Files that have been significantly compromised because of you.
Oh man, I am watching the 2023 4K TV king of the shootout, man. The Sony A95L. Man, this has been a great TV, guys. You know, we've covered several different things and pieces of content on this particular panel. And, you know, we went from gaming to comparing it to the A95K. This A95L has just been masterful. And I figured, you know, I would take a little bit of time within this video to kind of talk to you guys just about like what exactly does it mean when a TV like this wins like a shootout? Because obviously it does drive popularity. It drives salt levels too, because anybody that's second or third or whatever the case, in this case, LG and Samsung tying for second, if you will, being after this TV, you know, it might make some people to believe that, oh, well, you know, Sony only won because of this or that. But, you know, what it means for an actual person that owns the TV and what they thought prior to something like this, right? So we're going to get that going, have a little bit of a discussion, vlog style, right after this intro. Ooh, okay, so we are watching some Blacklist, just enjoying some content on my Plex server. All right, guys, so the shootout is done. FOMO covered about 8 hours plus of content, and I have to admit I was not able to watch that. I was literally working about 10 hours today, and you know, I was kind of just like chipping away a little bit when I could, you know, just checking in on some things, but I have a business to run, so I wasn't able to really dive into that the way that I wanted to. But interesting stuff, man. So make sure you guys, if you're living under a rock, y'all go check that video out. The live stream or the playback doesn't have like timestamps right now. I don't know if those will be added, but right now it's just kind of like you dive in, skim through if you want to. But the TV shootout is something that I think is a really good sport for televisions. I believe it's something that they do every year. Value Electronics, I believe, puts this together. And, you know, they get kind of the best in different classes. And so the A95L kind of won that 4K, you know, TV space category. And the TV really is masterful. It's a remarkable TV. I'm enjoying it. Now, earlier in this year, when I got the Samsung S95C, it's been about 6 months now since I've had that TV. I got it like I was on it the first day type of deal, right? 77 inch. And having it just in the same area, you know, I really thought to myself, like, you know, I was not going to want the A95L, just knowing that it was going to be coming out eventually at the end of the year, like it did. And man, I was just so for sure, you know, like, nah, I'm not going after that TV. I'm not going to get it because I got the A95K and 65. I thought this would be a year I could save myself $5,000. What came to be $5,000 for another 77 inch where I already spent $4,500 for one 6 months prior. And so, you know, the anticipation for this TV, you know, fact finding, the early previews, the previews of this TV, it was just like something was just telling me like, you know, I'm not going to want to miss what this TV is. And I am glad, I'm delighted, right? So what a shootout does for a lot of people is it either solidifies the thought process that they might have had with the purchase that they were looking to go forward, or it might put them in a position where they can listen to reason, like that little bit of information in your head that might tell you, hey, look, now you don't want to spend this extra money. You can go with the G3 or the S95C in this case. This puts you in a position where you get to see these TVs at pretty much like an even Steven, if you will, and you're able to just really make a decision on what's going to be the best for you, right? And so I think, you know, looking at the G3 and looking at the S95C, as more affordable options, clearly, like several $100s less. It's a good option, man, because S95C is like $800 cheaper now. It's a $500 cheaper TV from retail, but the regular sale on the TV is like $4,200. We're not talking about any extra discounts or perks or kickbacks or anything like that. It's about $4,200 for 77-inch at least. That's the largest that's available. And so with the A95L being 6 months older or newer, it is at its retail cost of $5,000. Now, keep in mind, last year this time when Sony came out with their flagship TV, the A95K, it came as high as 65-inch and it was $4,000. So you've got $1,000 increase for a TV that's larger by 12 inches. That's really good value. I'm glad that Sony was able to make this TV more affordable to the masses, because if you want the 65-inch, guess what? You can get it for $500 cheaper than what the prior model costs. I believe it's $3,500 for that model. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but you get the point. I think that the value comes out to be better for the consumer this year. And I think we are getting really good upgrades. Like when I'm looking at this TV, there are, highlight details that exist without content needing to be Dolby Vision, needing to be high dynamic range. Like real content, realistic content looks fantastic on this TV. And I have no plans on getting this thing calibrated specifically because it's a master class TV. I think that, out of the box, it's going to give you a great representation of what you expect to get out of seeing it. And I have my own opinion about people not calibrating their TVs. Like, I don't think the general public will buy a TV, spend $5,000, spend $4,000 or whatever, and also want to wait the time and pay the extra to get a TV calibrated. It's annoying for some people. I do think the enthusiasts, the ones that maybe, target the forums, who may be bought into like the influencers like myself or others, they may want to go after something that they might look at or think that, hey, this is to get the most out of the TV. But when you invest this amount of money in a TV like the A95L, you are really getting a sound package. And I mean that like literally and figuratively, right? Because when we talk about even sound, the value is even there if you've got like a home theater setup where the TV can be a center speaker TV. We've covered that on the channel, but this thing is pretty amazing. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying gaming. I'm enjoying watching TV, and I'm watching it nightly, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm really glad I got the A95K out of here. It was brutal having both of these TVs in here because I wasn't really able to enjoy my own investment. I was worried about bringing content to the community, but I have been loving this thing, loving it, loving it, loving it. And while I'm not here to try to promote you buying this TV, what I will tell you is that I feel as if you are in a position where you can wait, then wait, because the TV is going to go on sale, right? And then you'll still be able to get all the greatness that the TV has, but you'll be able to get it at a lower price. It's going to happen, guys. Now, there's one thing that I really wanted to kind of talk about. The Sony TVs come out later, but, I just had this epiphany, and I was thinking to myself, and I was like, they come out later, but what if it's actually the start of the TV year? It's kind of like whatever their pinnacle is, like the A95L or the A95K, they were the last TV to come out, but it's almost like cars come out, right? Like we're in 2023, and like at that fourth quarter of the year of 23, you start getting 2024 models. So like they've already been produced, and then they start hitting the streets like October, November type of deal. You see some 24 models out, right? So it's almost like that with the TV. I feel like, this TV may be the last TV of the year, but it's also like it's the reset TV. It's the TV that the next year TV is trying to beat. And so if you think about it like that, from that mentality, then for me, I think it makes sense where it's like this TV or the TV from Sony often, like, what are we, 3 years in a row now, at least? A90J, A95K, A95L has won like these shootouts. It's been like, even with what HDTV Test did with their whole comparison, it was like the overall TV, I believe. And I feel like they've made great strides with gaming. It's a pretty solid option, man. Now you're going to get some people that will be biased towards whatever brand that they deem better. And that's okay. That's totally fine, you know. But if you got a S95C, come on, man. You know, this TV is not that much different. And you can certainly put the work in to get it calibrated, and you're going to get a fantastic picture, but you're not going to get the same picture. I'm sorry. I own them both. You're not. But for whatever it's worth, it's always pretty exciting news to see the sport. I'm really not biased to any one particular brand. I hope to see some new things from LG next year. I really would like to see them with a QD-OLED. Honestly, I would. And if they have something up their sleeve where they feel that they can transition the white OLED to be just something so spectacular, then still I'd like to see a QD-OLED, even at the C line. If the C line was a QD-OLED and whatever your gallery was just something so fantastic, right? Or vice versa. Get the gallery as a QD-OLED and get the greatness back. Bring the integrity back to the C line. I really want to see that from LG. LG just let me down for the 23 models. There was just nothing really impressive about anything, right? And so I'm glad for those of you that have bought a G3. I know it's a good looking TV. I did have brief ownership of that TV. I had no intentions of buying it, with getting rid of it, but it was the first time in a very long time that I bought a TV and I really felt like, you know, I was struggling with the fact of like, damn, I just invested this money, you know, am I going to just like eat the tab? And yeah, I didn't do that, right? Because I paid the bill off. I bought the TV with credit, paid it right off. And I'm like, well, freak, I'm stuck because if I return the TV, I've already paid it. So it pretty much just made my credit card have a plus of the cost of the TV. So I ended up getting a G2. And that was the story on that. But yeah, man, what do you guys think? How did the shootout change the dynamics for the game for you guys? Is it something that you buy into? Do you not believe in those guys? Do you think they're paid off, the judges? I mean, tell me what you think. I think there's a lot of great options out there, even from the Hisense and the TCL. But I just wanted to make a video talking with you guys. It's been a couple of days since I recorded anything and posted it on the channel. And this is trending news now. A95L being the king of 2023. I mean, it's just a great thing, man. And let me just get you guys another glimpse of this thing. Yeah, we got another camera that's coming to the channel. This thing is just absolutely beautiful. It shows so good. And I can't wait to get my new camera so that I can really dive into learning it, so that I can continue to bring you some great quality and comparisons. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. Peace, God bless, and as always, say Max Love.